What's going on, everyone? My name is Paul. I've been selling on Amazon through the wholesale method for the past 5 years. I've done over $20 million in sales, and I've had the pleasure of helping tons of other Amazon businesses start, grow, and scale through the wholesale method, growing their companies to tens of thousands of dollars in profits a month. So in this video, I want to share with you guys how you can start making or set a target to make at least $10,000 in profit a month on Amazon. Now, I know it might seem far-fetched for some people that might just be starting, but it's really not as far as you think it is. And with the right actionable steps and the right plan, it's going to help you get there a lot faster. So I want to break down this video to really dissect like what do we have to do in order to get these results. Now, this isn't going to include like the number of cash that you need or the margins. It's strictly just going to be focused on how do we get to this goal. So the first thing is going to be we need to find as many supplier leads as possible for our business. This is going to be the gasoline for your business. If you don't have suppliers, and I'm talking about potentially hundreds of suppliers, you're shooting yourself in the foot. You might as well not even start because it's not about landing like one or two distributors and then that's going to be the gold mine that you're going to find profit products. Like, it doesn't work that way. You're going to sift through a lot of different catalogs, and it's going to be a little bit of like an uphill battle in the beginning to start seeing results. So the only way to offset that is going to be is having as many supplier leads as possible. If you don't have a lot of supplier leads, then when you start to see rejection, when you start to see catalogs that suck, you're going to be like, damn, what am I doing wrong? Or how can I improve? Or like, this doesn't work, right? You're going to hit a wall, and it's simply because you don't have enough gasoline for the trip that you're going on. The next thing is going to be, what are the targets? So the targets are going to be that we need to try to open up 10 to 30 supplier accounts, whether that's with brands or distributors. Now, typically, what I've seen in my business and other people's businesses, for every 100 distributors that you contact, you will most likely open up 10 to 30 distributors. Now, there's going to be a handful of them. They're going to suck. There's going to be a handful of them. They're going to deny you of the 100. There's going to be some that you're going to have to manually source through and you're going to be confused on, or the products just don't sell. Like, there's so many different variables a part of the equation. So our goal is to open 10 to 30 supplier accounts. Now, for the ones that you're going to get rejected, that's fine. And honestly, that's good, because suppliers that typically say no could be potentially better. The more barrier to entry there is, the more likely there is that profit is going to live there. And it could take you months or years to open up accounts that are desirable to you. I've had multiple suppliers that have taken me years. I've had one supplier recently open that took me 5 years to open. And I already know that they're going to be a gold mine simply because of the barrier that's involved with opening that account. The next thing is, when you are opening up supplier accounts, you need to position yourself as an authority in your space, even if you're brand new. And this is why, watching YouTube and surrounding yourself with other people and maybe even investing in yourself is crucial to selling on Amazon, because you're going to be opening up wholesale accounts and you're not going to be able to find profitable products because your pricing sucks. And it's all because the initial footprint was not set, right? The foundation of what you need in order to position yourself as someone that is credible, that's reliable, that's been in this industry, that is going to place orders that are going to be good for the distributor to build a relationship. They can almost instantly tell when someone's brand new to selling on Amazon or buying through distribution. And to be honest with you, they're not going to give you better pricing. So you're going to hit a brick wall consistently, even if you have gold mine suppliers at your fingertips to buy from. It's because you didn't position yourself when you first open that account. Now, the next thing after we open up these supplier accounts is focusing on sourcing from an ocean rather than a pond. What this means is most Amazon businesses are sourcing either one catalog at a time, or they have no way to compare pricing. They have no way to really understand the opportunities at their fingertips. So what happens is they get a brand new catalog, they start sourcing through, they really don't invest their entire time in the catalog, they don't know what they're looking for, and they just go on to the next one, they go on to the next one without realizing that there could have been a few suppliers there that actually made sense for their business, that had opportunities, or they didn't know how to source correctly. And it's all because they were sourcing from a pond rather than an ocean. Now, a solution to this problem is going to be using a software like Third Party Profits, where you can upload all of your suppliers into one interface where you can compare pricing, add products to purchase orders, source inventory, storefront stock, reverse source. You could do multiple things through the software, and that you're going to be sourcing through an ocean rather than a pond. So the reason why this is going to work is it's going to increase the odds of finding profit products that meets your needs. So more or less, if you're sourcing from a pond and you're trying to source products that are 15% margin, a 40% ROI, that make a $500 profit a month, it's going to be nearly impossible because you're not sourcing or you're not fishing wide enough. Compared to in an ocean, you're increasing the probability that you will find products that meet your buying criteria. As well as when more suppliers are opened, it's easier to understand what is bad or good pricing. It's easier to negotiate because you can compare, you can pin, you can see when specific products are going on promotion, and maybe there's different periods of time where suppliers are going on promotion. So you can almost buy on promotion multiple different times of the year and always get that pricing. Like when you have a better bird's eye view of the United States supply chain, like literally the domestic supply chain of where, you go into Walmart, you buy products, or local grocery store, pet store, you have an idea of what vendors really move the markets, what vendors have better pricing. It's going to open up a whole new door of opportunities. The only way that you can do that is by sourcing from an ocean. So the next biggest thing that a lot of sellers deal with when they first start is that they're trying to find like the best products profitable. Like, bro, you just started, right? You just started selling on Amazon. You can't expect something that's good to randomly just like land in your lap. This business takes work. This business takes time. There's no easy way to put it. And honestly, I think most people fail because they have the wrong expectations of what the business model is. This business model is a volume game. The margins aren't the sexiest. You need, to source a lot of different products to find the right products for your business. Like this business is a business. It's not a hobby. And a lot of people treat it like a hobby. And that's why they can never get the results that they're seeking, because they are never laying down the foundation that's needed in order to make $10,000 plus and profit a month, right? Breaking through that first 10K is the hardest thing that you're going to do. Once you can break through 10K, there's nothing stopping you doing, going from 10K to 20K, 10K to 30K, or even beyond that. It's the same principle. And you can't grow a business at 10K without trying to treat your business like a business. The next thing are the suppliers that you think are good are most likely good. So that's why going back up to the top part of creating a system for suppliers that deny you, this is like crucial to do, because you never want to take no for an answer. Just a no today, whether that's with brands or distributors, you want to make sure you're consistently following up with these companies every single month, year, until you finally open up the wholesale account. Go to meet them at a trade show, do whatever it takes. As well as if you're seeing sellers consistently pop up on listings of products that you have access to, and the only factor that you're missing is pricing, most likely they are buying from the supplier that you also have access to. We just need to break through that barrier that's going to make your pricing profitable. And there's strategies that are involved with doing that, right? It's like there's barrier to entry in this business. The people that learn and understand how to get through the barrier are the ones that win, and the ones that never try to learn or educate themselves will always be on the other side of the equation, either losing money on Amazon, never finding profitable products, or constantly on a hamster wheel because they don't understand the information that they don't know. The next thing is going to be test buy, test buy, test buy. So going back to eating shit for a little while, sell slower moving items, increase the variety of products you buy from your supplier. And the pricing that you see today is simply just the surface pricing. There's always going to be better pricing. There's always going to be more opportunities. So you want to make sure that even if a product is like, like, is it going to sell well? Like, are the margins that good? I don't really know. Test buy it. Test buy it, test buy it, test buy it. Just try it out. Throw it at the wall, see if it sticks. And most likely, items are going to sell faster than what you expect. And think about this business as simply like a portfolio, right? Like we don't need to find these home run products. And that's where most people fall short. So they're trying to find the product that sells less than 1,000 in, grocery, that's $5 in profit per sale at a 20% margin. Like it doesn't exist. Stop focusing on those products. Okay. That's why you're consistently on a hamster wheel. You need to start focusing on items that are not as sexy, that are going to sell consistently well. Now, something that to kind of bring up here, going back to those products, is typically those faster moving items are going to have more churn, meaning that products that you are buying and selling that are selling really, really well are going to get competitive, which means that life cycle of the product is going to die. So my question to you is, would you rather make, let's say, $500 in profit next month for 1 month, or would you rather make $100 in profit for the next 12 months for your company? We're going to take the $1,200 annually every single year, right? That's the way to think, is that it's not about the home run product. It's about the lifetime value of a product. How long can you sell that product for? How consistent is it? How much cash flow and income can it provide to your company consistently? Because I'm not sure about you, but I don't want to sell a product where I can run up a bag for a month and then I got to find another one the next month. The whole point of me starting and growing the Amazon wholesale business is to have a business that's consistent, where I can forecast revenue and profits, and where I understand that every single month I'm buying and selling the same products because people aren't looking for them. They're looking for the home run SKUs. The next thing is restock, negotiate, and repeat. So going back to test buying, when you test buy, you're going to get data on the product. You're going to feel a lot more confident in your initial purchase. So any single supplier that you ever open up, the first time you ever sell an ASIN, you're just trying to grab data. You're just trying to understand whether or not the product sells faster or slower than what you anticipated, how competitive the product is, if the margins are good, if there's refunds. Like all it's about is understanding the product and if it sold well and if it was profitable. Once it is, come back to your supplier, restock more inventory. Don't be scared to start increasing those quantities a little bit. Negotiate on pricing, because now you have some leverage, because there's going to be products, since you went wider, since you sold a variety of items, let's say 20 different products from a supplier that are okay, let's say 15 of them, 10 of them are good items, the purchase order value, the second order is going to be larger, and you're not going to make nearly as many mistakes because the products that you're purchasing, you have data on. And this business is a data-driven business. And if you repeat this cycle where every single time you restock 10 products, you test 5 new items, you restock 15 products and you test 10 new items, and you just repeat this cycle over and over and over again, it's going to lead to better pricing. It's going to lead to better relationships. It's going to lead to more opportunities, and you're going to get the products that other people don't have access to, which is a real thing. There's distributors that will literally one day just hand you a file of products and of better pricing that you're like, where did this come from? Right. And it simply just takes time to build out that relationship. Now, the way to think about this is you need 112 items to make $3 in net profit per day, a slice of pizza per day to make you $10,000 in profit per month. Don't overcomplicate it, right? We don't need to overthink it. We need to find products that can make us $90 in profit per month, $3 in profit per day. And you need 112 items. If we go back to the top portion of this, which is opening 10 to 30 supplier accounts with access to 30 suppliers, or around 150,000 ASINs between all different suppliers, you need less than 1% of that catalog of decent items to make 10 grand a month in profit, net profit. Like I said, most people, they're trying to source, the home run item that's going to make $1,000 in profit a month and try to find, 5, 10, 15 items like that. That is tremendously harder than selling the product that's going to be $80,000 in health and household at a 15% profit margin that can make you $3 in profit per day. There's so many more items like this. And truthfully, a lot of people think that, well, I'm not going to be able to get better pricing. I'm not going to be able to get volume discounts. The way that wholesale works is not about the one item. It's about the macro. It's about the big picture. If I'm able to spend $20,000 across 100 different items and you're spending $5,000 on one SKU, who's spending more money? The person that's buying more inventory, right? So the way to think about this game is, how can you go wide rather than narrow? And then once you start to go wider and wider and wider and you start getting more data, then you can get narrow because you understand the products that actually are going to produce you a healthy net profit. So to kind of finalize this, it's like, don't overcomplicate the process, okay? Focus on finding as many supplier opportunities as possible. Try to open up 10 to 30 wholesale accounts. For the ones that deny you, don't take it personally. Have a process to follow up on them. Then our number one goal is to source from an ocean rather than a pond, meaning that we need to consistently find new product opportunities and we need to source thousands of products. If you think that it's only going to take like a few hundred items to find profitable products, your expectations are wrong. This business takes sourcing a lot of different items. It takes thousands and thousands and thousands of products to source, to understand how to source. You're not doing anything wrong. The process of how you're sourcing, though, is a little bit flawed. You don't know what to look for. And the only reason why is because you simply haven't done enough reps, right? If you start sourcing catalogs day in and day out, and you focus on trying to buy products at that criteria of $3 in net profit per day, you will find products that meet your buying criteria if you consistently do it day over day over day. And think about adding in and doing this over the course of 6 to 12 months. Don't think about adding or finding 112 items in your first 2 months, right? It's a portfolio. We're slowly building this up. We're compounding the products. Try to find 10, 20 items a month, maybe at most, and do a month over month over month. These items are not going to churn or, really like die because they're a lot less competitive. And you do this month over month, and your revenue will continue to grow, and your business will be substantially more profitable and healthier than the company is trying to find the home run gold mine product that doesn't exist. You're going to get the results faster than someone else. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want to get mentored or coached by me one-on-one, where I'll help you guys find suppliers, vet suppliers, go through catalogs, help you negotiate pricing, help you source inventory, place your first purchase order, review your first purchase order so you're not buying bad inventory. And if you're someone that wants to get to this point of making $10,000 in net profit a month within the next 12 months, Alex and myself can help you get there. But you need to be committed to yourself. You need to have realistic expectations. You need to be, understanding of the work that it takes. And you don't treat this business like a hobby. We are focused on helping people that understand that this is a business, not a hobby, achieve their goals. Also, if you guys want to try out third-party profits for completely free, there's going to be a link down below where you can start sourcing catalogs that you're getting access to. You can upload all of your suppliers into one place, source multiple vendors or one supplier at a time if you prefer, cross-check supplier pricing, validate product packaging, reverse source, storefront stock, etc. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.